Hey guys, good Friday evening to you. It is good to see you, everyone, and it is good to be seen by you. I am Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver, and welcome to the live stream. All you wonderful folks who are hanging out tonight. Hello, Wheeling Dragon. I was talking about libations with Vaughn. Hello, Orbital Air. I saw Tim Imholt hanging out there for a little while. Doc Flamingo, Michael Dale. Yes, I did see the Dwarven Forge Kickstarter. And I think it will be a wonderful thing. Once upon a time, when Dwarven Forge was making strictly resin terrain, they actually made sets. Can I reach one of the boxes? No, and of course not, and I'm not going to try. Uh, but they actually made a science fiction terrain that they sold in smaller boxes than their big sets of of uh, of the classic Dwarven Forge pieces, and it was pretty neat. And then they closed that product line down, and I kick myself to this day for not buying it. I love their resin stuff. I love the feel, the heft of it, but I also know why they don't do it anymore. And I completely understand. But anyway, yes. So I did see that. Oh, that's neat, Greg. That's neat. I wish they got it. I remember they used to run a web forum on their site. There was this absolute lunatic, and I can't remember the guy's name, but I mean, he was a classic late 90s to mid 2000s forum asshole. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Could never concede a point. And I remember what finally got him kicked off had to do with the sci-fi sets, because the sci-fi set doorways, they weren't hatches or anything like that. They were these little hollow door frames that came with pieces of clear plastic that you'd slide down. So they were like force fields. And everybody, myself included, thought that was neat. This dude wasn't having it. He started out with the premise that was not science fiction, that was science fantasy, that force fields were science fantasy, and he was only interested in hard sci-fi, and he was very upset with Dwarven Forge for pandering to people that he deemed scientifically illiterate. And just I was just like, dude, get your head out of your ass. and and so I I remember, like, the last time I looked in this unholy thread, he was making these claims about how, I showed some of your posts to my wife and she's a psychologist, and this person is has narcissistic personality disorder, and this person is, and just on and on. And it was the most toxic stew, man. I'm glad they shut down their message boards. I truly am. Um, but anyway, yeah, that was crazy stupid. But let's see. Just want to make sure I don't miss anything, any comments. But nowadays, I mean, I am very much, I have enough terrain. I have plenty of terrain, and if I decide that I need more, I will get my filament printer working again, which I actually really want to do. Hello, Jorge. Good to see you. Um, which is not to say you shouldn't pay for Dwarven Forge. You absolutely should. Doc Flamingo asked a question earlier. He said, "How many editions of Gamma World were there?" 7, I think. Um, and they kept like really altering the game as new editions have come out. Now, I think the last time they paid attention to it was with Fourth, and they released like an essentials box, and it was based on the 4E edition. But there was that. There was the one based on Alternity. I think there was an unofficial official D20, like you could get it in one of their things you could download. There were the 2 or 3 or 4 from TSR. It was a hot mess. It was a hot mess. So I don't, the Gamma World we run here on the show is pretty much the all of what I want to do. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, the Gamma World we run here on the show, whatever does this guy mean? It's one of the things we do 5 nights a week, guys. We play Gamma World on Friday nights. We play Advanced Dungeons and Dragons on Tuesday nights. We are going to be playing Dungeons and Dragons on Wednesday nights when Kyle gets everything together. So yeah, that's it. And then we have guests on Thursdays, or we do deep dives, and Mondays we just kind of catch up and talk about what else we're going to do. So it's a pretty good time. And if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button and click the bell icon for notifications. We've jumped up quite a bit. So welcome to folks who just subscribed to the channel recently. Like we've had like 20 subs in the last couple of days, which is very nice to see. So I'm glad that all you folks are here, and I hope you'll stick around. We had a pretty good show last night. As I said, Thursday are our guest shots. We had, generally speaking, when I'm going to have a guest, I say, can you do Thursday? And I'll bend stuff around if that doesn't work for them. But so like last night, we had Matt Finch. And Matt talked about the new things he's got coming for Swords and Wizardry, and he tried to talk me off the ledge about Wizards of the Coast and D&D, and it was a good time. It was a good time, and I think a lot of people probably subscribed from watching that because the video did mad numbers, and I really, really like that you guys liked it well enough to want to stick around. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. And I hope you'll stick around for other stuff. Now, this coming Thursday, speaking of science fiction, Jack Photon is going to be here this coming Thursday, and we're going to talk Star Trek. We're going to talk just about anything Jack wants to. I have been in, it says 5e jump, push me off the ledge. I wasn't going to jump. Yeah, well, but I have been talking to Laura Daniel about a soon return to the stream. I don't know when. I was teasing her about coming back in April, but April is just as busy as March, which is just as busy as February, which will probably was just as busy as January, which wasn't quite as busy as December, but it was still damn busy. So I hope she will swing on by. Wesley Henry, good to see you. I hope she will swing on by soon because she's awesome, and I really enjoy her hanging out with us. So that's what's coming up. And for May, June, July, I don't know. But one thing I can tell you that's happening is in April, if you're not aware of this, come April, we got a little convention happening. Where is it? How much does it cost? Where do I need to fly to? Can I drive to it? Ladies and gentlemen, all those answers will be yours. Now, the Great Underground Online Gaming Convention, notice that word, online, is a virtual gaming con that we are holding for 5 days this April, starting on the 24th, which is a Wednesday, and then wrapping up Sunday evening. You can hop on the Discord, and you can game, and it costs $0. We're gonna have merch you can buy. The con is now, we have our first official sponsor, Mythmere Games. That's right. Matt stepped up to the plate and drove a line drive for us. So big ups to Matt Finch at Mythmere Games for stepping up to sponsor. I'm going to have their sponsor information on the site, and they've got little goodies for you guys. That's right. We're going to have virtual swag bags just like we did last year for everybody that attends. We're going to have a drawing. We're going to have a giveaway. You're going to have a chance to get your hands on some Jack Photon goodness. And tonight's show sponsor, Hellebarde Games. Hellebarde makes the kind of adventures they'd like to play, whether it's for 5th edition, for Castles and Crusades, or for the OSR. Old School is in play at the table with Hellebarde Games, and you can find them on DriveThruRPG or on their website, hellebardegames.com, linked in the description below. But I think we'll have some Hellebarde goodies to give out, to give it away now. So we're going to be doing a prize drawing for some of that very slick stuff. So I am really stoked about Guac 3. But wait, there's more. Yes. Because we're having an artist alley. We're having an open table chat with Matt. So we're gonna have an artist alley. And you know what? I'm not going to stream it from here. We're going to do it on the Discord. We're going to do it on the convention Discord, right? So you're not going to have to like bop around a bunch of places. But yeah, I'm sorry, Kool-Aid, and you're right. But you can you can tune in. I'll let you guys know when those Q&A sessions are going to happen, and it'll be just a full room. You can come in and interact with 2 awesome artists. Well, 3 really, because yes, writing is an art. RPG creation stuff is an art, and I will not hear otherwise. So how do I do it, you might ask? Hopefully you won't ask it in such a weird staccato voice. Go here. Right here, you want to go to warhorn.net. It is what it is, but it is our sign up page. You go there, you pay the grand sum of $0. You sign up for one of the game slots, because we've got like Wheeling Dragon is going to run Labyrinth, the RPG. That's right. Get on your tights, get your poofy David Bowie hair out, and get ready to Labyrinth. Doomsword is running the Tomb of Horrors. We've got some Mork Borg happening, which actually it's spelled Mork Borg, but it's pronounced Mind Blast. That's my understanding. So there's lots and lots and lots and lots of cool stuff happening. And so I want you, in the worst way, I want you to go over to Warhorn, sign up for Guac, run a game, play a game, enjoy games, because that's what this is all about. And you will meet awesome people over the interwebs at this con, guys. So don't miss out. Don't miss out. Me irk Borhay. That sounds like Pig Latin. Ixnay on the Borhay. So I'm not even sure what that says. Local company. All right, don't wear yourself out, Wheeling Dragon, but hey, we absolutely appreciate it. So that's what's going to happen there. And that is as you can see, if you follow the link, April 24th to April 28th, it's all online. We'll have merch. We've got guests. We've got drawings. We've got swag bags. There is so much going on at Guac 3. Honestly, containment could fail. The graphite tips of the control rods could cause a power surge. I don't want to oversell it. I'm just saying you're going to have a lot of fun if you want to check out Guac 3. I don't think you're going to walk away saying, well, that was a waste of money. In fact, I can guarantee nobody's going to feel that way. So, with that said, please do check out the great underground online gaming convention. So let's see. I begged for your subscriptions. I've exalted our patron. What else is there to talk about? There's some other stuff, but it's big. It's like Death Star big, but a lot more pleasant. And that, I think that's months away. There is something that I discussed last year that ended up not happening that is absolutely happening this year. But I ain't going to tell you what it is. When it starts to happen, you're going to be, oh! I don't know. Don't do that. Your family will, like, try and get a pencil under your tongue so you don't swallow it. But it's Unicron. Yeah, Kleiner Jake. Yeah, it's Unicron. It's Unicron big. So that's also very true. Doom Sword points out you got a super for a mention. But yeah, so that there is awesome stuff. There's stuff from now until 2025. There's cool stuff on this show. So please, if you haven't already, click the like button. That's the thumbs up looking dealy bob there. And leave a comment down below and tell me what you like. And I'll do more of it. Or, hey, maybe you look at this and you don't like it. Leave a thumbs down and tell me what you didn't like about it. And I'll do more of that. There is one little thing, and I am not taking I'm not taking any specific person to task about this. But someone mentioned in the comments, this is not person, if you're reading this or listening to this, rather, if you're reading this, very nice. But someone said something to the effect regarding the interviewer. And the only reason I bring it up, they said, it seems like the interviewer, blah, 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 regarding the stream of last night. Person who said that, please feel free to address me however you want, but you can say, like, there's no organization, like with, a bunch of people standing over there and a cameraman and, craft services table or anything. You can say, hey, I think Bill, I think you said something really dumb and I don't agree with it. Or Bill, I think you said something really awesome and I do agree with it. Their shields are down here. Okay. So whatever it is, just don't get all formal in the comments, I guess is what I'm saying. But also do what makes you comfortable within reason. But officer, a man on the internet said I could do this and I felt comfortable throwing a brick through a window. That's not what I'm saying. No negative waves. Exactly. Timothy M. Holt said the magic word and wins the prize tonight. You get a pipette. Send me your mailing address and I'll autograph this and send it to you, Tim. See how easy that is? See how easy going I am? Am I a Ghostbuster and is Galactus coming to the Guac to attack some superheroes? I am not a Ghostbuster. I will gladly hang around for Zool, though. Hey, I've had a good run. And is Galactus coming to Guac to attack some of the? I will make him my galaxy nachos. He will eat a pan of those, and Earth will be safe. But anyway, so we're gonna get going here in just a few minutes. As we have a shorter Gamma World session than usual. Safi is out. She's fine. She's actually up in Lake Geneva gaming at Founders and Legends with a bunch of my friends, and I'm sitting down here in America's Wang talking to you people. But I'm not even a little bit jealous, and I certainly hope that, her character doesn't get killed right out of the box, or, the beer at the Grand Geneva bar is warm. I don't hope any of those things. I hope she has an absolutely wonderful, wonderful time. And there was something else I was going to say, but I've forgotten it, so it probably wasn't terribly important. I'm going to make sure I didn't miss any comments from you guys. Hey, 29 on a Friday night. That's pretty good. I think, 29 on a Friday night. Somebody correct me, but isn't that a Boz Scaggs song? I feel like it is, or maybe Bob Seger. There was definitely some BS involved in there. Man, you guys are out in the chat. Vaughn is over there like razor slicing the stuff with Gamma World. So I guess I better get started on Gamma World here in just a few minutes. But Joseph Ryan Banks, just watched my Gary Gygax interview. Really awesome piece of it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Joseph. That is great. I do that. I do this for you guys. I really, all kidding aside, I do it for you guys. Whether I entertain, I inform, I outrage, I do it for y'all. And whether I've got 5,000 subs, 500 subs, 50, 5, or 1, if one person out there needs it, I'm going to keep doing it. Which is not to say I would like 5,490 of you to unsubscribe because, hey, it just takes one of us, please. No. What is the history of D&D? I don't know, and I don't care, Michael. No, I should care. I think it's coming out back half of April, or maybe it was June. I'm not sure. At 10K, Yang Yan Zhao is correct. At 10,000 subscribers, we will have a real live in-person convention. I'm not going to get to 10,000 subs, so I'm not worried about that. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to hit 10K subs on this channel. If I ever did, I would have an in-person convention. So there you go. And what are you doing out of the green room? Get back in there. Talent wandering around the audience. Timothy Imholt says, I can help arrange that. Dare you? I dare you. I dare you, Tim. You're not getting, my channel is not going to get 10,000 subs. So stop slumming. 10K, you assault Florida. Good luck. When you run into Florida man alligator cavalry, you are going to wish you had never been born. So, Wheeling Dragon can too. Yes, I just want to point out, guys, that Florida is a place of crazy people. It is crazier here than anywhere else in the country. You are absolutely safer in New York and Ohio and Southern California and Seattle and Portland and Chicago and Austin than you are here in Florida. We don't have gorgeous 72 degree all year round freshwater springs. We don't have verdant meadows. We don't have beautiful forests. We don't have pristine beaches that are so far removed from tourist traps. You'll think you're on a Caribbean island or a Pacific island somewhere. No, we don't have any of that. We're just crazy, methed out Yankee transplants. So, so with all of that said, guys, are you guys? Yes, Doomsword has the right of it, and you get back in there too. But oh, Joseph, you're here in Florida. Awesome. Try no blit, no. What is that about a gazebo? Jorge? Sorry, I that was horrible of me. But anyway, Dallas has the whole cornerstone on crazy. Well, all right, guys. I BS'd around enough, and I think y'all are probably ready for some Gamma World, correct? Hey, speaking of Morkborg, hello, Ricky. Good to see you. So the first 10 people to super chat tonight will receive a handwritten copy of this adventure. I'm just kidding, guys. You don't have to super chat. It's nice when you do. I greatly appreciate it. Okay, let me welcome our players tonight, because I kid around a lot, guys. We have some fantastic dudes and dudettes who game with us, and some of them you'll see around here a lot, actually. But this particular crew, as I said, we're -1. And namaste, Safi. I hope you're having an absolutely lovely time in lovely Lake Geneva. In the actual lake itself. I hope you fell in. I'm kidding. So everybody say hello. He's probably sane, but he's definitely Doomsword Deathmaster. Please put your hands together.
Hey, what's up?
The Chinese Mod 1 Mark 0 himself, Yang Yan Zhao, as Rex Dashington.
Good evening.
I've got to have Yang back on the show again, just as a guest, to tell us, like, just
okay,
kind of. And Do-Ray me? I don't know. Do-Ray you? Everybody say hello to Kevin.
Hello. And yes, it's Do. And by the way, Yang's on the show right now.
Well,
I'm back, everyone.
Good night, everybody. That's I'm tempted to just hit the end credits button and go drink beer. So, YouTube.
Hello, everybody. Well, good night.
Yeah. But I will do this.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it.
That alone is a reason to have a stream deck. The ability to drop Riker. But we're dropping viewers because people want to watch us play Gamma World. Last week, the adventurers had journeyed to the Stardocked Starship Warden, which was hanging in high orbit over Earth. You had saved the lives of some of her flight crew, gotten them to the ship to prepare it for its centuries-long journey to a distant world where they could hopefully find the means to heal Gamma World and then return home and set things aright. But as it often does, things went a little bit sideways. You entered the ship, were having a thoroughly pleasant time, and then found out that part of the temporary transit and construction system in the ship had been taken over by the Mad Mechs. That's right. You had to deal with a series of insane robots riding around on electric carts, shooting at you, with you shooting back. But as it was, goodness and awesomeness won the day, and you dealt with them. It was discovered by the mission commander that centuries ago, a worker taking perhaps a lackadaisical approach had left a storage device connected to one of the computers, which I should point out was isolated on the transit system itself, and fortunately had no chance to enter any of the other cybernetics within the massive bulk of the warden. And due to an errant bit being flipped from 0 to 1, the storage device had begun to play a series of two-dimensional entertainments from the 20th and 21st century that dealt with conditions that, when you look at some of the still images that he shows as he stops the playback of these, it doesn't look that different from what you guys deal with, actually. There's a lot more functional vehicles and a lot less mutants. Otherwise, not much different. And somehow this data had been playing in a loop for centuries, had tainted the AI systems of the robots along the construction and transit way inside the warden. And so they had fashioned themselves after many of the players in these entertainments, and well, you had to deal with them. Yang says Hollywood will taint just about anything. Paint. Anyway, so you dealt with the robots, but now you have to decide what to do next. What to do next. So Monday is actually going to learn as much as she can about advanced medical systems, and basically take a crash course in how to keep you guys patched up when you get shot, stabbed, irradiated, burned, psionically blasted, hacked, bruised, beaten, and so on and etc. Were there montages like you're the best around, nothing's ever going to keep you down? I'll leave that up to the players if they wanted to do that. So,
But what's up, man? What are we gonna do?
well, the mission commander tells you that they're unsure of what systems are damaged on your bubble car, so they afford you a good collection of parts. Primary systems. Doe, give me a D10 roll. Do rate me.
Yeah, well, it's Doe. It's Doe now. After that stupid hiccup with the power. All right, D10. -2.
Yeah, factoring in your intelligence. So some of these kits are like template kits. Like literally you can put this in upside down, backwards, sideways, or whatever, and it'll adjust itself to fit. And you think you can sort that out to get it working. It will take a while. It will take some doing. So Rex Dashington, now comes the critical question. The mission commander asks you, do you wish to transfer your cryogenically sleeping wife and child here to the warden?
I would. It's better that they'd be safe, although the evil go-karts sort of make me a little reluctant, but I trust you, Commander.
You may rest assured, since in the last 7 24-hour cycles, time being a little bit different up here in orbit, I can tell you I have run a thorough check purge with the help of the expert systems on the ship. The main cybernetic systems are operating at 100%. No more ancient entertainments have seeped into the circuitry. You can rest assured.
If you're interested, we know Walt Disney. Perhaps he could give you some classic entertainment to watch on your journeys.
Well, we've pretty much got everything since just prior to the war uploaded into our mainframe, but so the rumors about Disney being cryogenically preserved were true?
Oh, yes. Disneyland is once again the happiest place on Earth after we destroyed the murder bots.
Well, yes, murder bots can cause quite a problem.
And if I could make a recommendation, just delete everything after, let's say, 2005.
An odd request, but I shall consider it.
Second.
I see. Well, we will dispatch a shuttle if you can give us clearance information to land in the proper space. And I'm not sure if Disney World has air defenses, but we'd hate to be mistaken for murder bots landing there.
For sure. Let me call ahead to Walt. I'm an employee. Give me a few minutes, and Rex will go off and find his suit. And he's got Walt's number on the quick dial, so he'll call him up and try to arrange clearance.
Okay. In brief, he says, well, yes, of course, Rex, that would be that would be wonderful. Our Tomorrowland Imagineers have been hard at work trying to find a remedy for your wife's and daughter's illnesses, but if all is as you say on a great starship in the sky, then by all means. Goofy parking is now open. The maintenance bots have been working at a breakneck pace to not only restore the main park itself, but our fine hotel accommodations. They've mostly got the contemporary cleared out of vines and such, and our building plan includes a total restoration of the contemporary and the Polynesian and many of our fine dining and shopping experiences at Lake Buena Vista and affiliated locations beyond. So please land your shuttle and we will convey your wife and your daughter to it.
Are turkey legs back on the menu?
Well, they are bird legs of sorts, as it would seem that the turkey DNA has diversified quite a bit. So, but while you're here, I would like your expert opinion on whether or not we got that flavor just right.
Absolutely, Walt. Best job I ever had. And then he'll go tell the commander they got clearance and tell everyone to expect good eating.
Alrighty. So, the mission commander turns to you, probably sane, and says, well, certainly without your skill at arms, this entire adventure could have come to a tragic end, Mr. Sane. Is there anything anything here on the ship I can avail you of?
Man, not that I'm aware of. I just do what I do to survive. You got any weapons or something? I mean, I'll always grab a weapon, you know what I mean? I'll always grab some armor or something like that. But like in terms of living the life, I just do it, man.
Well, I believe we've provided you with some atomic power cells and some additional magazine batteries for your energy weapons as best we can. Unfortunately, I'm well, I suppose it's a bit of a drive, but at the bow of the ship, we're here at the stern, you see. There are security offices here, but it's all strictly non-lethal, you understand. Gas grenades, stunners, and the like. However, at the bow of the ship, yes, there is an actual armory. I can warm up a bot while you are retrieving Rex's wife and daughter. Is there something in particular you were looking for?
Yeah, man. You know, any of that stuff, like you said, you know, with these gas weapons and all that kind of stuff. Any of that stuff stops a fight, and as you well know, stopping a fight means surviving. So yeah, I'm all about all that.
It does. It does. So he asked Mrs. Birdwell, he says, dear, would you check out storage locker AA23? There are a couple of cases of gas grenades and some sonic stunners there. So she departs to retrieve those things.
Well, you're all right.
Well, you're all right, Mr. Sane. And I realize that you have your reasons for putting forth a countenance of edginess and ferocity. It's a far different world than it was when I lay me down to sleep nearly 200 years ago. However, I believe that beneath that tough exterior lies the heart of a man who wants to do the right thing, and you have, my friend. You have so very, very adeptly. All of you have.
Well, you know, I really appreciate that, but we got this thing back at the place, right? It's called an onion. And you peel away the layers, and the layer I got on the outside is the exact damn same as every other layer underneath. But thanks, though.
Quite familiar with onions. At any rate, yeah, he just kind of makes some small talk, and she returns. She has a case. There are 6 knockout gas grenades, and there's 4 of you, so there's 4 stunners you can use as backup weapons. And the stats on those are, let's have a quick gander. Gander World. It's like Gamble World, but we just look at things. Let's see here. So yes, it is a stun ray. It is a class 12 weapon. And let me just find it real quick. Stun ray. Tell him that his car got stolen. That's how you stun ray. All right, so the stun ray. Effective range is 25 meters. It is powered by a solar cell, so it does not require a battery.
Nice.
And if it hits, the target will be stunned for 20 minutes minus 1 minute for each point of their constitution, or for, in the case of monsters, for their hit dice. So you got an 11 hit die monster, it's going to be down for 9 rounds if you hit it.
Wow, that's brilliant. Everybody got one of them?
Yeah, there's one for each of you. And
Well, fantastic.
there is it's 10 shots, and it doesn't really say, so I'm going to deem that it has to charge in direct sunlight for 6 hours. It's got this kind of glossy black finish all over it that absorbs sunlight.
Seems totally reasonable to me.
All right. So please do make a note, guys.
And you said they gave us some atomic cells. What is that like?
So the atomic power cells are good for any suit of actual powered armor that requires them. Atomic energy cells, that's it.
Right.
How many did we get?
That's what I was basically getting at.
So atomic energy cells. They could spare a total of 4 of those.
That's enough of a jackpot.
That's
Yeah,
that's enough for
Yeah.
2 suits, right?
Yep.
Well, it's going to be Rex's takes 2, right?
Yeah. So
Right.
And then mine takes 1, and
Yep.
Doe's takes 1.
Mine takes 2, unfortunately.
Oh, does yours take 2?
Yeah. But it's okay. We'll just use it. Whoever runs out.
Well, I have
Right.
2 already. So you guys can split the rest if you want.
Now
You have 2 fresh ones?
Yeah, since somewhere around the beginning of when we started playing.
Okay.
All right. Well, I just need 1, I guess. I mean, I could always take a backup one, but I'll take 1. I guess then Doe can have 2, and we'll have another like riding shotgun or whatever.
Yeah.
Does
the-
Monday have armor?
not powered armor, no.
Okay.
And just in case something happens to Rex, the fusion cannon also takes 1 atomic cell.
Okay, so we have that spare one, and that would work in that condition.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is 10 shots for a full cell.
Right, and there. Last thing, sorry, there was like somebody was getting a case of gas grenades or something.
Yeah, that was 6 stun gas grenades. Basically, it's knockout gas, and it is basically you roll 3 dice and compare it to your foe's constitution or hit dice total, and if it's over that, they're rendered unconscious.
All right, so 6 divided by 3. I mean, I'll take 2, and then that leaves 4 if you guys each want to take 2, unless one of you wants to give 2 to Monday or whatever.
I have a lot of weapons. I'll pass mine to Monday.
Well, I guess I'll take 1, but Monday can have the rest. I got a lot of stuff too.
Yeah. But the stun grenade, 10-meter radius, so it's not really not really oh no, I have to hit them exactly with it. Each character in the gas during a melee turn must make a poison saving throw, which is not a thing, by the way. I checked the chart and rolled the dice, and a D result on the chart indicates the victim will be stunned for 20 minutes, less 1 minute for each point of his constitution. So I was thinking of radiation hazard. So, but yeah, it's basically like a stun ray. So this is all non-lethal stuff that he gave you guys.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
that's perfect.
lethal. It's lethal.
Hey, exactly.
It just didn't hurt him initially. That's all.
Right.
They just they don't feel it.
That's right. Yes.
It's less non-lethal and more humane lethality.
Do they have any more space clothes, like a flight suit uniform type thing?
Oh yeah. They will absolutely hook you guys up with fresh, clean clothes. Since you are in a hospital area, and it's a fairly small one on the ship, it's like maybe 15 beds. But they can spare like um they it's like this deep sort of carmine red color shirts and trousers, and then they have them that are in this sort of teal color, and then they have them in white. It's entirely up to you guys what you want to get.
Rex will grab a couple to wear, but he will take the red one and not wear it, but just put it in storage.
Okay.
I'm going to point to his shoulder and say, "Do you have any of those epithets?"
I'm sorry, any epithets?
Yeah, I'm pointing at his shoulder. I'm saying, those things, those little loopy things on top of your shoulder there. Can I get some of those? You have
Epaulette?
something on there, right? Oh, epaulette? Is that what they're called?
Yes. Um no, this was issued to me by the administration. It's unfortunately I don't really know outside of my own wardrobe, which I must reluctantly decline to share with you, where you might acquire more. Best of luck in your search, though.
I'll have my eyes out to search and find those.
Okay.
Hey, man, I got news for you. You better wake up and smell what you're shoveling. Your administration. What's that?
Oh, yes. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration was a governing body and a scientific organization that was a department of the government of most of this hemisphere. He kind of indicates out a window to the earth below. They were responsible for space travel and scientific research with aircraft and spacecraft and so on. They're the ones who started putting together. He kind of gestures around this about a half a century before well, the war.
Yeah, man, was. And everything you told me was dead. All right. Enjoy the jacket.
Yes, well, so with that said, you enjoy another meal. If you wish to rest, they have sleeping quarters. You guys can sleep like not sitting in your armor and not lying on a floor. So, you
Do they have?
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Do they have freeze dried ice cream?
Yes, they do.
Yes.
That's going to go really well with these shorts.
There you go. Yeah, he shows how you just you pour in cold water and you crush this tab, and it almost instantly crystallizes the water, and you've got a little cold packet of soft serve. So hey, Darth Brooks, that's right, Gamma World. for a little while this evening anyway. So the shuttle that returns you guys to Earth will also fly you to Disney World to retrieve your wife and daughter, Rex.
Well, I'm ready when you guys are.
Man, I was born ready.
All right. Not much more than an hour later, the shuttle lands in a really amazingly well put back together landing pad of some kind. There's piles of trees. They've been pushed up there. There's machinery moving around, leveling off the ground again. There's a huge structure. Now it's obviously it's taken, it will need extensive repairs, but you guys remember seeing it. It is the long, flat-topped pyramid structure that you encountered when you first came to this place. And you see it off in the distance there. There's that track that's being cleaned off. Everywhere you look, there's activity of bots working on this place. And when you step outside of the shuttle, it's fairly sun faded, but it's brightly colored by definition. A long train of wheeled vehicles rolls up and stops next to you. And then you hear it. Ha! Welcome aboard, kids! Welcome to the happiest place on Earth!
Rex pulls out his pistol.
Oh, man.
Man,
I thought we were going somewhere else.
Also here, that you do see a few other people kind of clutching onto the like metal railing and stuff on this, looking around. They just look like folk from villages and strongholds that you've seen everywhere in your travels. And their eyes are like the size of saucers looking around. So when they pull up and stop next to you guys, they're almost relaxed because they at least have heard of power armor. But they move way the hell out of your way.
I think that's Dump Shaft Willie, isn't it?
All right. So does everybody choose to get on?
Yes.
Yeah, Rex will put that pistol away once he sees he's not trying to be murdered.
Of course,
Okay.
I get on there, like the man.
Yeah. When you guys get on in your power armor, this cart bottoms out and it causes the other two carts to kind of lift up. There's this keening humming noise as the cart sort of bears back up, but you are moving much slower as you wend your way along. The park is much as you remember it, except this flurry of activity. It's like the niceness of the park is slowly moving outward. You can see where ponds that you remember having to walk through or skirt have been drained. As I said, trees have been cut down. There's bots running around repairing the bigger holes in this large open lot. But you guys pull right up.
It's on you, Rex. What you want to do, man?
Did we pull up to the office where Walt is, or to the castle?
No, you are right in the front. There are those gates. There's that kind of bridge that goes over. And as you're pondering this, there's kind of a rumbling sound. You're a high-pitched wail, and you look up, and you see some kind of vehicle moving on a track from left to right. It's covered with brass and other metal fittings, wheels that seem to move on the rails as it goes along. You see some very terrified looking villagers and whatnot, like sitting like that in these boxes as this thing goes along.
Didn't you destroy that dough?
I guess they got another one. They probably had more than one, or maybe they fixed it.
Man, you don't see all the work going on around here? Man, we need to get your wife, whatever it is, and get the hell out. I'm tired of this place already.
All right. Well, let's head on to the castle.
Okay. Probably Sane, you're not startled by this, but I'm going to ask, let's see. Yang, give me a D6 roll, if you would. Let's do some good old-fashioned surprise. Oh, 1. So, yeah, you're completely caught unawares as you guys come out from underneath this tunnel. And, yeah, there's the strange dog thing with the hat and the long ears and the big squared off teeth steps up. Hey, welcome to the park, folks. Have a wonderful day. It's just you're just flashbacks, it's just like Huey helicopters, villages being napalmed, soldiers running into the rice paddies moments as this thing stands there. Let's see how shocked by that are you? We need to see. There it is.
I mean, I'm like ready to blast it anyway.
And you do see a few folks around. Not everyone that you've seen. Yeah, that takes like four almost a full minute off your life, Rex, as you're just kind of watching this thing, and it turns and trundles away before you can react. Probably Sane, do you wish to do anything? Now, I would point out that there are other tribes people, villagers, so on, who seem to be having a fairly enjoyable time. Just kind of milling
right. Like if the thing like turns away and isn't hostile or whatever, I certainly won't shoot it.
Okay.
I don't want to panic all these villagers anyways.
Yeah. But so you're headed over to Walt's office, I'm presuming at this point, or are you just going straight to the castle?
Maybe we should stop at Walt's.
Yeah, man, just deal with your stuff. We spent too much time in this place last time, man. At least there's weapons out in the wilds. There's cartoon Mickey. I don't even know.
Well, it seems safe, and maybe Walt has some update for us.
Man, but safe is boring.
Well, it is, but we'll be back murdering things soon. Don't worry, probably.
I hope so.
Yeah, let's head over to Walt's real quick.
Okay. It seems you're expected. And just for clarity's sake, are you guys in your power armor?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I am as well.
Yeah.
All right. So you are shown right the way along to his office, and you see him. There he is. He's going over some things, and he's got some. It's really kind of disturbing, actually, because there's a head in a suspension, and it's on top of this low slung, multi-legged android or the robot body. Many of the front legs are being used to work on the ancient information terminal in front of him. And the jar like rotates full 180 degrees around. I thought I heard your shuttle landing. Boys, it's good to see you again. Come in, come in.
It's nice to see you, Uncle Walt.
Finishing up this last electronic mail to the Imagineers. And great job. Send. So, what can I do for you today? Rex Dashington probably saying do re mi and oh dear, has something happened to your friend Miss Monday?
Oh, no, she's fine. She's taking a seminar.
Oh, that's wonderful. Is it here in sunny Central Florida or is she elsewhere?
She's in space, which is why we've come. I've come to take my wife and daughter, and hopefully they'll be able to be revived and healed on the spaceship.
Yes, yes. Well, as I said, my biological Imagineers have worked their robotic fingers to the metallic bone, trying to come up with a way that your dear wife and daughter can rejoin us here on this side of sleep. But alas, it would seem that so far they have been confused by the nature of the biohazards which men such as yourselves, of course, have grown up with a natural immunity to. I feel given enough time, we could probably crack that nut. But if the medical technology on that starship in space is as amazing as you say, why, I would bet your wife and daughter will be as right as rain in no time at all and able to rejoin us here in the happiest place on Earth as opposed to above it.
Yeah, hopefully, Walt. Hopefully, I was wondering if we could do something nice for the commander. Could we maybe have some DVD copies of Disney's special movies in the vault?
Well, the funny thing about those vaulted movies is many of them are put on what we call moratorium. You see, we like to keep our movies fresh and new for newer generations rather than having them become worn out and trite, as it were. So let me speak to the bot of directors and see what the cybernetic cores recommend as far as re-releasing some of those. And as far as storage mediums, why, I'm told that now you could fit the entire library on a computer chip the size of my and he raises a metallic leg, the size of what my fingernail used to be.
Thanks, Walt. We'd appreciate that.
I'll do my best. Actually, while you gentlemen are here, I was wondering if I could trouble you for a bit of assistance.
Is it murder robots again?
I don't think it's murder robots.
Well, what can we do for you?
Well, there was a group of Imagineer bots that I sent into the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Oh, it is one of my favorites in Adventureland. It was just this afternoon, and they were supposed to report on the condition of the ride itself. And, well, I haven't heard back from them. And given the troubles we've had and how thinly spread the other maintenance bots are, I was hoping perhaps you boys could stroll over there and have a look. I can guarantee you no murder bots between here and there. In fact, he taps a couple of things with his spindly, spidery robot legs. A hologram pops open showing some folks, villagers, whatnot, milling around in and amongst what you presume is another part of the park. As you can see, he gestures with his legs. As you can see, no trouble there. But it's here. I want to get Pirates of the Caribbean functioning again as soon as possible. If you could just peek your heads in and see that everything's okay. We haven't quite gotten all of the Imagineering up and running in that ride yet.
Number one sounds like murder bots to me, which is fine. Number two, what do I get out of this?
Why, probably sane. You know that I'm as good as my word. I will see to it that each of you receives a free Dole Whip. That's right, on the house from the old Walt droid.
How much trouble you think we'll get in if I shoot this thing in the glass?
I must warn you that I have, first of all, excellent audio receptors, and second of all, a very durable energy shield. I would prefer it if you would not do that. But if you require something more, let's see, how does he actually react to that?
He's joking, Uncle Walt.
Yeah. I feel like I've been more than generous hiring you on as employees, and you've effectively got more flexibility here.
All right. So nothing for us, everything for you. I got it. That's Rex call, man. I don't want your silly little whip thing.
It's on the way to the castle. Let's head on over. See if we can do Uncle Walt a solid.
Deuce, Walt.
Well, of course.
Thank you as always, Walt.
Oh, you're quite welcome. All right, so are you making your way there? Or are you going to, is there anything else you wish to discuss with Walt?
Not Rex. I think Rex is good.
Okay.
I didn't want to go there in the first place.
And how about you, Raimi?
Oh, I'm in. I'm gonna shoot stuff, or fix stuff, or shoot stuff then fix stuff. So, yeah.
Or fix it then shoot it. Like if you really get mad.
Yeah,
that's the best.
That's possible. Yeah, 100%. I even might have Doomsword hold a flashlight for me while I'm fixing stuff.
Happily.
Okay, so it's not a long walk over there, despite the Florida sun beating down on you. Let's see. Do you have a random encounter on your way? No. It'd been hilarious if you'd run into like a tour group of batters and gotten a low reaction score. Anyway, so you stroll over to this place called Adventureland, and there's the building. It's Pirates of the Caribbean in faded letters over it. There is a door that is open. You see a few collections of tools sitting outside of it.
Is there like a waterway or anything around here that would lead into it or anything like that?
Not here. You're just at the entrance to the main building itself.
Yeah, let's go in a little bit deeper, see what's going on. I mean, we can kick through these tools if we want.
I'll follow however you guys want to go.
Yeah, I guess we'll just head on in and take a look around.
Okay, so you wend your way through an ever descending set of ramps. And indeed, there's some of them that are actually their belts, but they're not currently moving. And it gets darker and darker and darker. And soon it is just about pitch black. You have to turn on lights on your suits to be able to see. You find yourself in a corridor. There is a rail of some kind right in the middle. Bits of scenery are apparently designed to mimic the outdoors and ancient places. On the left is what looks like an ancient wooden sailing ship with a series of regular holes in the side. On your right, you see what looks distressingly like or rather, a distressingly accurate skeleton lying with its arm over a large wooden box whose lid is very slightly ajar. That's the first thing you get to.
Weird, man.
I hope that's not the Imagineer.
And I should point out, there's a thick layer of dust everywhere, cobwebs and so on. But you're not sure if that's supposed to be part of this attraction or not.
All right. I'll take the left flank. I'll move up slowly. I got my rifle ready. And I'll put on my snoopers or whatever we called them.
Okay. Okay. And probably saying you're not startled by this at all. There is an individual in outlandish, shabby clothes with a red rag tied around his head, a short, pointed beard, beads worked into it, and he just kind of staggers out, looks back and forth between you, and says with an almost pleading voice, "Why is the rum gone?" Just sort of blinks, staring at you.
Man, you probably drank it all. What you doing here?
Well, if I may be completely honest, haven't you heard of me?
Man, I ain't heard of you.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm Jack Sparrow 127, and now you have heard of me. Did you bring rum?
Man, I don't know what you're talking about, but you must be the worst Jack Sparrow 187 or whatever the hell that I've ever heard of.
Ah, but you have heard of me. Two more step out, like come around the corner. They look identical to this. One of them looks at the other and says, "Did you see rum?" And the other one says, "They have rum?" And then all of them simultaneously repeat, "Why is the rum gone?" And begin walking towards you guys. The surprise moment is gone. So probably saying they're not looking menacingly or kill body. They have swords, but they haven't drawn them. They have some kind of curved piece of wood that looks like it could be some kind of primitive slug thrower tucked in the other side of their sash. But again, they're not drawing these things. They're just being very theatrical as they kind of walk back and forth, just weaving back and forth as they're walking towards you. But what's most distressing is they are exactly precisely mirroring each other's actions in perfect synchrony as they walk towards you. So probably saying, what are you going to do?
As long as I can observe that there is some sort of pattern to their movement, and they're moving back and forth, they're not coming toward me, then I'm not doing anything. I mean, I assume we can skirt around them in that case.
Okay. All right. So
I'll watch, in other words.
Okay, so you're just gonna wait. So Rex, Do Re Mi, you guys doing anything?
I'm going to pull out a apple chort and say, I don't have rum, but I have these.
Okay.
And they're quite good.
All right.
Jesus, man.
Rex, how about you?
Rex is going to start explaining to them why they can't drink on the job.
Okay. All right. The one kind of looks you up and down, do re mi, and just, like he puts his finger on the back of your hand as you're holding the pie out, and just kind of pushes it away.
He touched me, and he didn't take the chort.
Rex, let's see. Well, you know what this one walks up and says, "My large metal-clad friend, drinking on the job is the only thing that keeps one sane. Now, I don't want to speak ill of anyone, but Captain Jack Sparrow 63 hasn't had a drop in over 185 years. I think he's going a little bit batty."
I'm going to switch to ultraviolet mode, and I'm going to see if these are robots or
Yes,
like clones. They are robots.
They are synthetic robots, very complex ones. Like out of doors at a long distance without your suit's gear, it would just be like, why are there three identical twins walking around? As you guys are standing there, you hear the sound of many feet sort of coming around that bend, universally singing in that slurred voice, "Yo ho, yo ho, Pa's life for me." It's actually a little bit distressing. There's about 25 of them now marching towards you guys.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
This ear splitting, just based on the number of voices, chorus, they kind of stop, and including these three, all look at you and say in unison, "Why is the rum gone?"
Well, I think we know why this isn't working anymore. It's infested with whatever these things are.
I told you we got murder bots.
Like 16 of them say, but you have heard of us."
All right, I have a question about this armor. Does it have the capability to record?
I'm going to say, yeah.
Okay. I will, when they start singing again, I will attempt to record their song.
All right, yeah. You've got a basically like it's got like a black box function. You can,
All right. Then after I get the song, I'm gonna say to them, guys, we have rum out past the parking lot. Follow me, and then I will play that song on repeat on the external speakers.
Okay. Like they were kind of breaking up in little groups, like surrounding Do Re Mi, just sort of pressing towards you. I'm not sure how Do Re Mi is about enclosed spaces. You're wearing powered armor, so probably okay with it. But the weight of like a dozen of these guys leaning forward, why is there? It's just this babble. It was starting to get a little maddening. And same for you, probably saying, unless you guys are taking measures. But as soon as you say that, they stop. All of them turn and look at you, Rex.
And I'm going to say, follow me. And I will try to Pied Piper them out to the parking lot.
Okay. The nearest one to you says,
Psych.
"Great. Come on, lads. Follow the metal man." What is probably saying and Do Re Mi doing?
I'll bring up the rear once these guys are following him,
Yeah.
just to kind of keep an eye out on him. You know, if
There's
he
like
gets
30 more.
overwhelmed or crushed or something, I'm leaving.
There's like 30 more coming behind you, probably saying, as you guys
Yeah,
walk.
well, yeah, I don't want to be in the middle of them, so I'd
Okay.
rather wait for it the whole procession to file out and see if there's like more coming after those other 30, and if they just keep coming.
Okay. So you've got about 50, 55 of these Captain Jack Sparrows walking in exact staggery unison.
I'm
Let's
gonna
see.
tell them as they walk by the room is that way, and point towards wherever Rex is going.
Okay. That when you do that, it actually slows things down quite a bit because everyone walking past a single file leans forward and goes, "Thank you," in exactly the same way. And then they stagger off. I have a Captain Jack Sparrow hat around here. I should have had it to hand. Oh well. Rex, you've got them out in the parking lot. What are you doing?
Do the others follow me?
Yes.
I mean, sorry. I mean, probably in dough.
Yeah, we would have followed up behind it once all of them came out of there.
And about how many are there altogether?
55.
55. Okay. Are there any lakes or large ponds?
They are all in the process of being filled in. That's not to say, I mean, it is still Florida and it is still Disney. That's not to say you couldn't lead them a few acres further away.
Yeah, I'm going to try to find a large pond and hope for a future mutated alligator to start chomping on some.
Not a fan of Pirates of the Caribbean, are we?
I'm going to recommend that Walt just clone Johnny Depp because I'm sure he's under contract anyways.
All right. So you're taking him over to the swamp, are you?
Trying to.
All right. They gleefully follow. You point to a pond and they just wade right in. Just they're bubbling and everything as they walk into one of the many ponds surrounding Disney property.
All right, well, it's up to you two now.
So I didn't recall exactly what was broken. Some Pirates of the Caribbean thing.
They did refer to themselves as pirates, and we're singing a song about a pirate's life.
Okay. Well, I'll go back, look where we came from, and see if there's anything mechanical that looks like it's out of sorts.
Okay. So you get back. There is an access way open once you get past where these things were. You see a few here and again still milling about, and it's obvious they're in places they're not supposed to be. Like you see, at first you're kind of startled because you see a what you think is a woman chasing someone who doesn't look like that one, but another pirate type around, and then you realize it's just part of the attraction. But finding your way to the maintenance areas, give me a percentage dice roll if you would, please, Do-Re-Mi.
All right.
Could have been a D20, but we'll go percentage.
92.
Okay. stepping through the door, you're not surprised by this, probably saying,
right.
is another Captain Jack Sparrow. Hello, lads. Why is the rum gone?
Rum this, man.
Mr.
Yeah, I'm shooting that guy.
As you draw your gun, make a 2-hit roll.
The D6 was queued up, but the other one's a 15.
All right, the 15 will hit, but go ahead and roll for your damage. Those are all 8s. I think you meant 8. Did you mean 8d6?
Apologies.
That's
There we
okay.
go. That's better.
All right,
16.
yeah, you zap him and you smell that acrid sort of plastic. You've been to Disney before. You know that smell. The smell of burning plastic flesh. He looks at you and just like all those facial tics and affectations stop. Park Self-Defense Protocol 12-137 Intruder Control activated. He draws a sword and draws a slug thrower. That's where we're going to leave it for tonight, guys.
Nice.
So, yo ho ho ho, a pirate dies for me. We'll have to see what happens next week. I want to thank our shortened crew for being here tonight. Thank you, everybody who was, though. Big ups to Vaughn for the super. We do appreciate that. Lots of good GW chatter in the audience tonight, guys. I'm glad you really enjoyed it. So we'll be back next week and find out what exactly has gone on in the happiest place on earth. But until then, folks, please be good to each other, and I'll see you then. But one thing I can tell you isn't in Gamma World, at least not yet, is the dreaded owl bear. Peace, everybody.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around. Some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle way off course? Naked as a toad, all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take me to the show.